After more than 8 decades of creating heroes and villains, is there still room for truly original characters in the Marvel Universe? In 2025, Marvel introduced a mutant who automatically becomes superior to anyone standing near her, a dog transformed into a Sentinel, an assassin who uses technology to see, and new characters connected to the legacies of Captain America and the Silver Surfer. This is not a ranking from worst to best. We have gathered 10 of the most fascinating Marvel characters who made their comic book debuts that year, beginning with a few who could have a major impact on the future of the Marvel Universe. Superior, Justina LaGuardia. Imagine fighting someone who does not simply copy your powers, but immediately starts using them better than you. That is the ability of Justina LaGuardia, a young Italian mutant introduced in the story Revelation. Superior, published in Giant Size X-Men #1 on May 28, 2025. Whenever Justina is close to another person, she can replicate their powers, talents, and physical characteristics. However, her mutation does not create an identical copy. Instead, it transforms Justina into a version that is superior to the person serving as a reference. When standing near ordinary humans, she can become stronger, faster, and more intelligent. When facing someone with superhuman abilities, her body develops powers even greater than those of her target. The best demonstration happened when Charles Xavier attempted to enter her mind. Justina immediately developed telepathy, surpassed Professor X's own abilities, and destroyed his psychic defenses. She also realized that Xavier was trying to influence her and refused his invitation to join him. Marvel has not yet revealed all the rules behind her mutation, including its maximum range, how long the copied abilities last, or what limitations she may possess. Because of that, any comparison involving the Hulk, Thor, or the Phoenix remains purely theoretical. Even so, her potential is terrifying. Waffles, Bloodhound Sentinel. Few characters represent the strange creativity of comic books better than a cybernetic dog created to hunt mutants, who eventually decides to protect one of them. Waffles first appeared in Uncanny X-Men #9, published on January 8, 2025, as part of a new generation of weapons known as the Bloodhound Sentinels. Instead of building only humanoid robots, the people behind the project captured animals and transformed their natural senses into tools for hunting mutants. Waffles was equipped with sensors capable of identifying biological signatures, enhanced strength, built-in weapons, and extremely dangerous mechanical teeth. His enhanced sense of smell allowed him to track mutants even when they attempted to disappear or conceal their powers. After a confrontation involving Wolverine and the young mutants known as the Outliers, part of Waffles' programming was reset. He regained his friendly behavior and formed a special connection with Hotaru, the mutant known as Death Dream. However, his combat systems remain active and can be triggered whenever the boy is in danger. A weapon created to hunt mutants ultimately found a new purpose as a protector of Haven House. Sister Sorrow, Serana. Serana was not born as a servant of hell. She was simply a young woman from Latveria, desperately trying to save her dying father. With no other options, she accepted an offer from Mephisto, possibly the worst person in the Marvel Universe with whom anyone could make a deal. Her story began in Bring on the Bad Guys, Doctor Doom #1, published on June 18, 2025. Mephisto truly saved her father, but he demanded a terrible price in return. Serana was transformed into an immortal servant and lost almost everything connected to her former life. The tortured souls of hell eventually began calling her Sister Sorrow. Her condition granted her supernatural longevity and extensive magical knowledge, allowing her to travel through different historical periods while completing missions for the demon. Her primary objective was to gather the soul daggers, weapons created from the souls of 6 powerful sorcerers. When brought together, the daggers could activate the Soul Forge and help Mephisto claim control over the souls of all humanity. Her tragic origin, centuries of servitude, and direct connection to both Doctor Doom and Mephisto gives Serana enormous potential to become a major Marvel villain. Silver Surfer, Major Kelly Coe. Major Kelly Coe began her story by hunting Norrin Rad, and ended it by being chosen to continue his legacy. She was introduced in Death of the Silver Surfer #1, published on June 11, 2025, as the commander of a unit belonging to the private military organization Eagle Star International. Kelly was ordered to locate and capture the Silver Surfer, who had been described by her superiors as a threat to Earth. At first, She followed her orders with discipline and demonstrated very little trust in extraterrestrial beings. However, during the pursuit, Kelly began to realize that Eagle Star was hiding important information and that Norn was not the enemy the organization claimed he was. When a threat connected to the blood of Galactus placed the planet in danger, Kelly turned against her superiors and began helping Norn. She later received access to the power cosmic and assumed the mantle of the Silver Surfer. This energy grants her abilities such as interstellar flight, survival in outer space, and the manipulation of matter and energy, although the full extent of her power is still being explored. Kelly began her first story as an antagonist. She ended it carrying one of Marvel's greatest cosmic legacies. Kurami. Kurami Itto has low vision, but that does not prevent her from being an extremely precise assassin. She debuted in Deadpool number 15, published on June 25, 2025, during a story that placed Deadpool against an opponent capable of understanding the battlefield in a completely different way. Her equipment translates shapes, movement, and other environmental information into data she can understand. Instead of relying on conventional vision, Kurami uses this technology to calculate distances, locate targets, and anticipate incoming attacks. The system functions almost like an entirely new form of sight, designed specifically around her needs. However, Kurami does not depend completely on her equipment. She is also a trained assassin, a highly skilled hand-to-hand fighter, and capable of continuing a battle even when her technology is compromised. Her relationship with Wade Wilson began in an unpredictable way, combining hostility with an immediate attraction from Deadpool. This allows Kurami to return as an enemy, an ally, or even a potential romantic interest, depending on the direction Marvel chooses for the character. Lady Henrietta Benjamin. Decades before the formation of the X-Men, a secret mutant community was already living inside the United States. Henrietta Benjamin helps reveal this forgotten chapter of mutant history. The character appeared in Uncanny X-Men number 13, published on April 9, 2025, although her personal story began during the early 20th century. Henrietta was a black teacher and mutant who traveled to Louisiana after the death of her mother. Her goal was to bury her in Artery, a secret location connected to the history of mutant kind. Henrietta's ability allows her to transform her body into an obsidian-like substance, greatly increasing her strength and durability. She can also manipulate minerals and create enormous stone golems. Her journey eventually became connected to Penumbra, a mysterious dimension associated with the dead, causing her to disappear from history for several decades. Because she apparently ages much more slowly than an ordinary human, Henrietta survived into the modern era. Her return revealed that Haven House and the surrounding region had sheltered mutants long before Charles Xavier created the X-Men. Captain America, David Colton. Steve Rogers was not the only soldier chosen by the United States government to carry the shield. David Colton debuted in Captain America number 1, published on July 2, 2025, as a Captain America created to represent the conflicts of the 21st century. Colton was a soldier who served during the period following the September 11th attacks. While Steve Rogers was transformed into a super soldier during World War II, David emerged from a modern program designed to produce an operative controlled directly by the government. The procedure enhanced his strength, durability, agility, and recovery, while his military training prepared him to use weapons and carry out classified operations. He even participated in missions involving Latveria alongside Steve Rogers and the Howling Commandos. However, his experiences during the war left him with severe psychological scars. After abandoning the uniform, David began living in isolation, attempting to escape the people who had transformed him into a weapon. His story asks an important question. What would happen if the symbol of Captain America were recreated by a government more interested in obedience than inspiration? Scoop. Identity unknown. Investigating the truth can be dangerous anywhere. Doing it inside Dr. Doom's Latveria is practically an act of rebellion. The young student known as Scoop debuted in Doom Academy number 1, published on February 19, 2025, when the former Strange Academy underwent a radical transformation. At the time, Dr. Doom had become the Sorcerer Supreme and transferred the students to an institution located inside his own country. Scoop is the son of a witch and a powerful propaganda producer known as the Editor. His father expected him to help manipulate information, but the boy chose the opposite path and founded the student newspaper known as the Doom Academy Dispatch. His magical abilities have not yet been fully explained. However, Scoop helped create an enchantment that allowed the students to enter the dangerous book known as the Arcana Litviriana without completely losing their connection to the real world. He may not possess the raw power of some of the other characters on this list, but Scoop has one fascinating advantage. His greatest weapon is the search for truth inside a country controlled by one of the most authoritarian men in the Marvel Universe. Demon Crow, identity unknown. Destroying Demon Crow's body may accomplish absolutely nothing. The creature first appeared in Magic No. 1, published on January 8, 2025, during a series of supernatural attacks in Alaska. From its very first appearance, Demon Crow proved to be far more than another monster sent to fight Ilyana Rasputin. The entity possesses superhuman strength, the ability to fly, and enough durability to fight magic directly. Its most disturbing ability, however, is the apparent power to occupy different bodies. Whenever one physical form is destroyed, Demon Crow can use another victim as its host in return. This makes it extremely difficult to determine how the creature can be permanently eliminated. Demon Crow also commands smaller demons and participates in the capture of mutants whose blood is used during magical rituals. Although the creature is connected to Liminal's plans, its role in the story is different. Demon Crow represents the immediate physical threat and the danger of possession. The true horror is not simply the monster standing in front of magic. It is the possibility that anyone could become its next body. Liminal, identity unknown. Before becoming a sorcerer deformed by supernatural forces, Liminal was a child selected as a sacrifice by a group of occultists. He survived the ritual, but his physical appearance was completely transformed. Since that moment, he has hidden his body beneath a mask and a strange white shell. His powers focus on rituals, summoning, and the manipulation of demonic energy. He can control Demon Crow, command smaller creatures, and use mutant blood to strengthen his spells. His followers hunted victims across different regions, allowing him to break ancient seals and open pathways for supernatural forces. Unlike Demon Crow, Liminal is not simply a physical threat. He understands limbo, knows magic's history, and knows how to exploit the trauma Ilyana has carried since childhood. This allows him to attack her both magically and psychologically. Even though he is a recent creation, Liminal was specifically designed to target the most vulnerable parts of one of Marvel's greatest mutant sorcerers. In only 1 year, Marvel introduced everything from a dog enhanced with Sentinel technology to a mutant capable of defeating Charles Xavier inside his own mind. Some of these characters may disappear after only a few stories, while others could become important members of Marvel's next generation. Which one caught your attention the most? Superior may possess the most frightening power, but Waffles, Sister Sorrow, and Kelly Coe may have even more interesting stories waiting to be explored. Leave your opinion in the comments, give the video a like, and subscribe to the channel to discover more hidden characters from the comics.